Business 221 students, welcome to the fall second 8 weeks term. Your textbook, which you can get online for free. I have a copy of it, but I also have this. You can order textbooks if you are curious. I think I paid like $6 for this. If you like having a physical textbook, you may want to do that. Our class this semester is going to be very focused on production, right? If you took a Business 101 class, if you took any of the other courses, some of you have taken other courses, some of you are also taking the Principles of Management course this term. It's a little different pace than some of the other courses. I really want you to dive in and digest the text. It's technical, and we talk about some very technical things. It's a 200 level course, so it's a little bit more advanced. Those of you that haven't taken the 200 level, it's kind of like the sophomore junior level. So I'm under the impression that you've taken other business courses prior to this one, and now we're getting more focused, right? As you move forward in your educational career, academic career, you start to go from general to more focused courses. So in the Business 101 course, we talked about a lot of different things, and in each week we talked about a different topic, right? Each one of those topics then becomes a course that you can take. And so operations management is very important to a lot of things that go on in this society. And so hopefully you find this course interesting. Now, that being said, hopefully you can all log into Blackboard and you have received that email from me that explained how to get into Blackboard and make sure your email is working. The best thing to do is to touch base with me via email so that I know your email, your EC3, which is what I use, and what you should use, and it's how I email you. Make sure that we have a nice communication pathway there. Now, if you go into the text, or you go into Blackboard, the first thing you're going to see is an introduction that I emailed you, right? There's that link there. There's two things that should show up when you go into Blackboard, and then you click on courses, you click on Business 221, which is production and operations management, and Production Fundamentals is what we call the course. You'll see course-specific content under course content heading. You'll see course-specific content, and you will see weekly folders. Under course-specific content, and I'll try to make this brief, right? You click on the little arrow on the right, you will see the link to that video that I sent that's an introduction, a link to the Production Operations Management Systems textbook, right? It's a PDF and it's free, open source. The syllabus is there, and there's also a link to using APA style. So I'm going to click on the syllabus first and talk briefly about the syllabus. Those of you that have had me before, which is quite a few of you, all my info is on there. This is asynchronous 8-week course with weekly assignments. You can text me if you need me. I don't typically answer my phone, so do not call. Text is the best way, but emails on my phone as well. There's my email. If you need to make an appointment via Zoom or Blackboard Collaborate or an in-person meeting, reach out to me as well. I did put the link for the text there if you want to download it directly from the internet. Course description, I already mentioned. We'll talk a little bit about some of the techniques in product and operations management, quality control, inventory control, materials management, things like that. Let's see. There's a topical outline there. If you're interested in that, definitely peek at that. Okay, I'm expecting you to go through the syllabus on your own, but I'm going through and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about 4 components of your grade. Attendance and discussions. I can tell when you're attending because you do discussions. This class only has 3 posts for a total of 15%. So there's only 3 discussion posts. Now, those posts are pretty rigorous, right? That's 5% of your grade. You miss a discussion post, but you everything else 100 in the course, you're down to a 95 right there. So you want to make sure you get all 15 percentage points. So you want to make sure that you enter all of those discussion posts into Blackboard. Next, if for some reason you are late, communicate to me. You can still get quite a bit of credit if you turn something in late, all right? That's better than not turning it in at all. Same with the homework assignments. There are 7 weekly homework assignments. That includes multiple things sometimes. Typically, review questions or application questions are involved in that homework assignment. There's 7 of those. They are 7% each. You miss one, you're down to a 93, right? If you miss one discussion and one homework assignment, you're already down to a B. Even if you get 100 on the exam, and do everything else perfectly. So we want to make sure we capture as many points as possible. So even a late assignment is better than no assignment being turned in. You'll have one project. I have it valued at 11 points, and so my points all fit together very easily, and you know exactly how many points you're missing if you don't turn in an assignment, right? And when we're grading, you can calculate your grade at any point. If you get 100, you get all points. So for discussion 1, if you get 100 in the grade book, that means you got all 5 points, all 5 percentage points for that. And so you can kind of add your grade up as you go, as long as you know what you got on each. If you get 100 on your homework and 100 on your first discussion, you already have 12 points in the book. You're already 12% into your grade. Project's 11%. I will talk about the project in week 3. And the final exam is 25% of your grade. Now, please email me as soon as you can to make sure that I know who you are and we have a good pathway. So there's that. I do have on there some calendar grades or points about when the last drop for full refund, things like that. If you're having trouble in the class, you're going to want to drop, by a certain amount of time, right? The 29th, really, you're going to early in the class. If you're struggling in week 3 or week 4, you can reach out to me or student services, but you'll have to take a withdrawal at that point. But it's better than an F, right? So the course moves pretty quickly. I have 3 discussion. There is no discussion in week 1 of this course, but there are 3 discussions and the dates are posted. November 4th, 18th, and 9th are when those are due. So you can look through all of those. The grading scale is up there. Respect agreement, our mission statement, no cheating, academic integrity. Student services or disability-related accommodations, you're going to want to talk to our counselor, college counselor, Andrea Campbell at acampbell.ec3pa.org, and I do have that up there listed for you. She is also in charge of veteran services. If you have any basic needs security issues, right? You're worried about food or a safe place to live, you're worried about children, transportation, any of that, reach out to the Dean of Students, Carrie Bowman, Dr. Bowman at K. Bowman at EC3, Clarissa Stewart Baker, C. Stewart Baker at EC3, or myself, and it's in complete confidentiality. All those emails are listed in the syllabus. You're going to want to download the syllabus to your computer and possibly print it out so you physically have all of these numbers and these emails. So important. And also our librarian is in there, Mary Howells. She can help you with writing and PowerPoints and all sorts of fun stuff. The syllabus. So for week 1, all of the weeks are listed in there. So I won't get into that because I'm going to talk a little bit about I'll talk about week 1 when I go to week 1 of our weekly assignments. There are 8 weeks to the course. The final week we will cover no new material. We will be reviewing for the final. So you have 7 weeks of new material. So it moves very fast. In this course, we only do 1 chapter per week, as opposed to some of the courses we do 2 chapters. So if you go next in Blackboard to weekly folders and you click on that, you will see week 1. Click on week 1 and you will see there is a short video there for you. And you will see a homework assignment, right? There is no discussion this week, so all you see is the homework assignment and this short video that talks about the 5 Ps of production operation management. However, in this email that you get this link for this video that you're watching, it'll say you need to read the introduction and chapter 1 in the text. Now, chapter 1 in the text is very, well, I won't say technical, but chapter 1 isn't super technical. And some of the chapters we get into are a little bit more technical, right? You're going to read the purpose of the textbook, the audience. This is all in the preface or the intro. A little bit about the authors. Chapter 1 is Introduction to Production Operations Management. It starts to talk to you a little bit about a systems viewpoint, some of the models that we use in production operation management. So you'll see P/OM, which just is short for production and operations management. You'll see some flow charts in chapter 1 talking about, the hierarchical classification of how systems work within an organization, right? Whether it's a manufacturing organization, a hospitality, education, whatever it might be, there's always systems in place. And talks a little bit about why the systems approach is required, so it's not chaotic, right? Let's see. It talks a little bit about how money is made, right? Manufacturing operations, service operations, similarities and differences between service operations and manufacturing. See, also talks about the input, transformation, output. So when we talk about production, we really talk about, okay, here are the raw materials and the goods that are needed. And then the process of production is the transformation into the final product, which is what we send out. So say we make book bags, right? We're a company and we just make book bags, all sorts of book bags. Who is a book bag maker? JanSport, right? So JanSport orders all this material, right? They order the strap material, maybe they order white, all their material is white, and they do their own dyeing, right? They have labels that they put on, they have zippers, all of those things. So all of the materials come in, right, and have to be ordered that go into making a book bag. So we have all of those different types of things, the raw materials and the pieces that go together that have to go into making the book bag. We then have all of our capital expenditures, and our capital goods, which are goods that are used to make the book bags, right? And so the machinery that's used, and then any of the other material, or any of the other money that's involved in the production process. So electricity, right? Labor that's involved. All of those different things that we need to pay for, right? So you have all your raw materials, you have all of the things that are at work, right? Whether it's machinery, a building that's housing the machinery, whatever it might be. All of those things are part of the transformation process. And then at the end, we have a big pile of book bags that are ready to go out to stores, right? That's our output. So that transformation process is taking all of those raw materials that come in and all that inventory and turning it into the bags that are ready to go. And so there's that whole transformation process is what we're going to talk about in this class, right? And how do we make that transformation process as streamlined and as profitable and efficient and effective, right, as possible. And so that is part of, they'll talk about the transformation, the text does. I love the way this text is laid out. I like these authors. I've reviewed a lot of textbooks for this specific course to try to find the one that's most honed in for you guys and gals and everyone that's in the course. So anyway, it talks a little bit about the transformation process, and we'll get you more acquainted with that. And it really is fun. It talks about variable costs and fixed costs, and talks a little bit about the input-output profit model. We'll do a little bit with model building. We're not going to get deep into statistics or deep into any math, right? If you're worried about a bunch of formulas, we're not going to do that. And if there are formulas, I will walk you through them. And you will have a very step-by-step process for using, any of the simple formulas. But you should know some of the basic numbers. We talk about P equaling profits or yielding profit. We talk about R as revenue. TC, you'll typically see as total costs, right? It represents in multiple business courses. You'll see those letters. And profits equal your revenue, right? All of the money that comes in. So when you sell all those book bags off, the money that comes in isn't your profit. It's the revenue. The revenue comes in, it still has to pay for all your costs. Then your profit is what's left over after you paid for the raw materials and you paid for all the capital expenditures, which are the machinery, any fixed costs related to the building, right, or electrical costs, and any labor costs that you might have, right, whether that's folks that are working with the machinery or folks that are managing. So all those different costs that you might have. So fixed costs are your total costs are your fixed costs plus your variable costs, and your variable costs change depending on your quantity output, right? Because each book bag you make, you have to add more material in and add additional time or additional wear and tear on a piece of machinery, which then we talk about depreciation, but I won't get too far ahead. All right, so look through this, and I have a few questions then that I pulled that you will see in your first homework assignment there, and they relate to the review questions, and then I do a couple problems. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions, review questions that kind of jog your memory of the chapter and see how well you digested it. And I picked out the most important things, and then 2 different problems that I just want you to try to work with, and I'll talk a little bit about next week when I give you a video. So I will give you an intro video next. Typically, they'll come out on Saturdays, right, for the upcoming chapter, upcoming week. I will send another. If you have questions about the chapter, questions about the homework, questions about anything, reach out to me. I will send a video update probably Monday or Tuesday relating to the chapter and maybe any hurdles that students have found. So jump into this material, see what you think. Take a quick look at the video, 5 P's of Production Operations Management. Open the homework and start working on that. And Also enjoy your weekend. So I will get back at you later in the week, Monday, probably another video. But in the meantime, if you have questions, you have my info, download that syllabus, download the text, and go from there. Have a wonderful weekend, and welcome to the second 8 weeks of this fall 22 term at EC3.